Alright guys, hello and welcome back. Sorry about that. Hindu was trying to take over the stream. He said something about having to play an assault game or something mid-Challenger Cup cast. I don't know. He was trying to log in and stuff like that. We don't know.
We stopped him. Me for
it's always your fault. It was clearly your name on the screen. You have one job. That's what I'm saying.
You have one job. Bring stream live with the game, and you can't even do it. And when you do, you decide to close the stream down. Like, one job.
It happens. It's
one job.
It's that stress and
you guys wanted this. You guys wanted this. Is Six Sigma versus the Papis. A lot of you were asking for it in chat. This is another quarterfinal game. Obviously, this is still going on, so we thought we'd bring you this one now. So we skipped the picks and bans just to bring you all the action straight away and get off at the start of the game. We're going to see Ullr versus Apollo in the solo lane. We're going to see Medusa against Anhur in the duo lane, alongside a Bacchus and an Athena, respectively, as well as Janus versus Agni mid lane, which is a favourable matchup for the Agni there. And then Serqet and Ymir, a rinse repeat of the last game we just saw in the jungle.
Yep, some slight differences though this time around. We do have an Ymir in the jungle, but it is going to be a purple potion start, so the risky route for Bulbasaur, if it works out, could yield some big dividends, but if not, it's a 450 gold expense that, well, you're then 450 gold behind, even if you don't find a kill, so we'll have to see what they find with that. Looking at the Papis lineup, Ojaboom on Ullr, Warchi on Medusa. We have seen both those players do absolutely crazy things with those respective gods.
Yeah, they've done really good work for themselves, and we'll see what they can do this time round in this game. So Apollo and Ymir up against Serqet and Ullr in the solo lane to begin with at the start of the day. I didn't expect to see an invade because two hunters, neither of them are going to have a hog. If they did, that would be absolute shenanigans, and it would really probably hurt them later on in this game. But already the wave clear is very, very strong. As you can see, Ymir with those glacial strikes will clear the wave a lot more quickly, and Bulbasaur is going to use this opportunity to rotate faster. Talking about him though, he's not actually got hog this game. He's gone for that power pot start, which is what some Ymirs like to do.
Yeah, his clear will be quite good. It also frees him up later on to look for other actives if he so chooses. Portal does catch Fexes in the mid lane as Suelo has pulled back to tower, not going to get caught up by Bulbasaur for now. Taking a peek over at that duo lane. Deco Scrub using the preemptive strike for wave clear. Finds a double taunt. Disperse used forward as well. Votemk looking for some damage. Going to find some poke.
That's nice work.
But no kill potential at the moment.
Nice work from VoteMBK and Deku there to put the pressure on to Warchi and Archangel. But the left middle of the map as well, Fexes and Bulbasaur are going to go aggressive there. Shouts to see Fexes back. He's on Six Sigma right now. But he used to be on the old Mortality. He used to do pretty well for himself and then took a break from competitive play. Good to see him back in the action once again in his favourable role of mid.
Yep, and we'll see how that one plays out. Elsewhere, looking back over that dual lane, a little bit more poke going back and forth. Health potions were ticking away. So those health bars are once again freshly brought back down to where they were, or where they are, I should say.
Yeah, I mean solos literally Ullr wins. That's what you should know on paper. Ullr is very, very good against Apollo for the most part. Ullr is a better wave clearer. He's got more little shenanigans that he can cause for Mr. Crunchy to have to deal with on this god. More mobility technically. Also has an escape and a leap's a little bit stronger than just a dash that you see from the moves. Obviously the ultimate factors in for the Apollo, but Ullr generally wins that matchup.
Yeah, the ultimate as well, it'll either be cleanup, it won't really be used to initiate a fight. Ullr just waits for it and just leaps away as Apollo starts swooping down. He might take a tick or two of damage, but the bulk of it's going to be missed. There's no knock-up on it anymore either, so you can't look for that little bit of crowd control on it. Late game, though, the Across the Sky is going to fare a little bit better. Yeah, having 3 extra abilities because you can switch between axe and bow stances is lovely, but he's not going to have that. I'm just going to go to the opposite side of the map while you're grouped up by Fire Giant or grouped up by Gold Fury and just split push like crazy. When the fight starts, just fly over and join up.
Well, an engagement with the through space and time, you're going to see them come over, look for the aggression of the Papis. They don't find anything as VoteMBK and Deku very smartly get out of dodge. They're both still level 4 though, but the good news is now Six Sigma will be the ones in position for these Harpies. And Suelo needs to be a little bit careful here about getting picked on his way back.
And it's looking like it could be nice. Portal though will be able to get that one off in time and go through the wall to escape, but Harpies now definitely a threat. Six Sigma for the left side. It could be a quick pickup for Dalo on this right-hand side. Harpies can drop the hog, clean that one out quickly. So slight little victory, Six Sigma, because they're able to split that golden experience across, get a little bit more overall from it, but the Poppy, answering back and forth. Things are more or less even for the moment. Six Sigma, slight, tiny gold lead for now.
Well, they've got a slight experience lead more than anything else if you check it. 1,000 experience is quite a big difference between the two. I'm quite surprised they've got that lead considering Ullr is doing a great job. Ojaboom's doing a great job of progressing, but mid lane taunt comes out. Bombs are raining down of death, but a good flop in from Archangel on his famous Bacchus, as we saw. He's going to do a good job of surviving there and stopping that engagement and his teammates falling to the wayside.
Left hand side, Warchi making good use of the fact that Medusa, the Acid Spray, very good wave clear and poke simultaneously, depending on how you line that one up. Able to push the wave to the tower force, vote MBK back to base. He has completed that Heartseeker now, or she will likely be heading back to base after this next wave as well. So that's going to be the battle of the Heartseekers over there. First kill, if our kill comes out period onto any of those hunters, that will pretty much secure the lane for a good while for those guys. For now, though, it's just going to be a back and forth farm fest. While those stacks just kind of build up and things are otherwise even.
Yeah, so 4 minutes 20, and you can see speed buff being taken down by Bulbasaur here on this right-hand side. Not found himself a kill yet, just has Ymir, and Bulbasaur, he generally wants to get himself at least one or an assist going, just to start getting himself snowballing, because otherwise he'll take him a little bit longer on terms of getting his build online and getting the sort of snowball effect. Because like Ymirs that fall behind in the jungle, generally, they're not as effective as they would be, as a normal assassin would be.
Yeah, that purple potion is still active for now, but it's going to be shortly falling off. I think it has about 5-10 seconds left on it. So that purple potion has not really paid off all that much. That 3,400 to 3,200 gold sitting on those boards right now, that's actually about 3,000 to 3,200, so a slight disadvantage to him just because that potion didn't work out.
Watchy just got forced to use the Petrify in lane, then Deku Scrub did go for a nice taunt. Watchy was not having any of it though, and did use Petrify to make sure that did not happen. Mid lane though, a gank coming onto Fex says he's in a bit of trouble here.
Yeah, Daylo going to be forced to run away from that one, leap out to safety. Very, very low on health, no blink available, a wall. Gonna actually find it max range, but Daylo using the Death Bane to dash off to the side. Very, very hard to pin down Serqet, as we just saw there. Though that wall, I was actually about to say, too far away, but able to catch it at max range.
Watchy going aggressive on the left, forcing back away is Vote NBK. Meanwhile though, Ojo Boom should be able to find a tower in the next wave. That axe connects as well onto Mr. Crunchy for more poke damage, and that's the strength of the obviously the Ullr against the Apollo matchup here. Even though Mr. Crunchy's got the experience advantage because he's farming a little bit better and actually rotating where he can. But mid lane, fight going on.
Yep, we'll see how this one plays out in mid lane. Bulbasaur, Deku Scrub's health bar is rather low. The follow-up not there yet. Daylo's kind of swooping around from the side, though. If she leaps over that wall, could lock someone down, toss them back to her team with that last breath. Can they pin someone down? Meanwhile, it is a 3v2 now. If Swalo sticks around, this Thunder Olympus, though, coming on Bulbasaur. You have to keep that in mind. Can they find something?
That worked out really well for them. Now Persuado can probably come in on this Janus as well, but Bulbasaur will kill off Daylo, and they'll all still live. I guess Janus didn't really have anything else to really follow up after that. He's very, very low on mana was the issue. He had one unstable Vortex in him. Six Sigma do get first blood onto Daylo on that Serqet, and now they're going to go for this very fast goal for you. But Warchi's in the area. He's got Petrify available, but they're bursting this quick.
He just got Deku Scrub with that as well. The Petrify is good. Vote MK going to box back and forth. The other two coming around to help out, but Archangel's on his way as well. Might be a little late to the party. Warchi finds the double, will fall. Archangel going to belly flop on in, but not have the follow-up burst to bring down Vote MK. Just going to walk away. Because mid-harpies are up, they're going to look to take those instead.
It's not as... This is funny because it's not actually a big of a lead as you can see. Check the charts right now. It went up, it's about 1,000 right now, but once this left harpies go down and the right ones, because they picked up a couple of kills there, and on top of that, because Ojo Boom did manage to get that tower on the right-hand side, it's messed things up in terms of how good that Gold Fury was for the team. It's a good thing that they got the Gold Fury, though, because they could have lost a lot more if they didn't. Yeah. But you can see the experience of gold is relatively even after the harpies.
I'm curious how Ojo Boom's going to end up putting his points in the abilities. Right now, he's just maxing out his 1 and 3 for the extra wave clear and extra damage. He doesn't have that extra movement speed with the steroid quite yet, but to be fair, that's simply what we see from Ullr's. What I'm curious what he's going to do next is he going to start putting points in what would be his ultimate after the first point in the Invigorate for that movement speed. He can look to say, you know, I want to keep slow pushing, I want to take that tier 2 as quickly as possible, and I want to have the Invigorate make me move as quick as possible so that I can retreat when I need to. Or if he's going to look for a little bit of extra life steal sustain, because you can see the slightly different, actually not slightly different, I'm looking at the wrong god. Neither one of those guys really have life steal right now. It all just comes down to who pokes the other person out first and then gives the other person more free farm. And with the poke on Ojo Boom, it's probably going to be him forcing Mr. Crunchy back.
Well, he's also on the Heartseeker stacks as well. I mean, 50 to 19 now on the Heartseeker between the two, which means Ojo Boom is pretty much free to do what he wants in this lane, but it means he's going to get rotated on multiple times, and there you saw the beads get forced after the 3s and stun combo tried to come out from Fexes and back Bulbasaur. But a big commitment, and they don't find anything for it. They did get beads 1 though, so if they come back again soon, could cause some issues.
Yeah, and that's definitely a possibility. Serqet's coming around the side, see if Daylo can swoop on in and find himself a Mr. Crunchy snack. There's the Glory Bound forward. Stun, not going to be connecting quite yet. It was interrupted. It's going to be available here in just a second. If he goes for the follow-up, it will connect, but the Defender of Olympus coming in from Athena. They're going to go ahead and look to disengage on this one. Both those guys low on health. Ojo Boom gets taunted back in. This could be a double if they can find the follow-up hits. They're not going to be able to, though.
It's Serqet. Nope, it's Serqet, and with Post-Pazuelo coming over here on this Janus. He'll be able to defend this in the jungle, though. Archangel's going to trade off with Fexes a little bit. No one's really going to die here, in all honesty. Yeah. As we check in with this duo lane, you can just see both the Hunters continue to farm.
Farm indeed. They go back and forth, looking at the Heartseeker stacks. Just about to finish up on the side of Vote MBK. They're pretty much even, but a slightly different build coming out. Vote MBK going for that Asty for that lifesteal and sustain in lane, which makes sense against Medusa. You don't want to let her get to the point where she manages to connect her abilities. She's able to burst you down from about half health, but at the same time, that Warrior Tabi on Warchi, it's a lot more damage coming up from those abilities. The wave clear is going to be better, but they're looking for a possible gank, and he just glory bounded into a bad spot.
Well, MBK did go pretty aggressive then. He's going to get away with it, though, with the Petrify. It's not going to work out as bad as it could have done for him. The Disperse didn't really pay off for him, but he's fine. He's okay. He's going to get away. Luckily, he didn't get hit by that Petrify with its full frontal force.
Yeah, Blink mid lane looking for the stun on the Ojaboom. Not quite able to find the first breath. Did miss in that particular instance. They're going to push this wave forward towards that tower. It's going to be able to clean up pretty quickly and not actually deny any gold. So right now, both these teams are constantly looking for plays. Six Sigma, they got that early first blood. Papis came back big and away with that Warchi double kill by the Gold Fury, able to kind of answer back, plus those mid Harpies. They're still in the hunt though, wall coming down. They're not going anywhere anytime soon. The damage, Suelo finds the wall, but the burn from Agni secures that kill for the double.
It's just a shame the Gold Fury is not up because they could go for that as well, but it's not up for another minute. They will get the left Harpies though, right one's due to spawn soon after. If they're aware of that, they'll go for that. But they're going to try and pressure down mid a little bit. First of all here, only Archangel here to defend Deku, playing very, very aggressive here, especially with the support of this Ymir. That's going to be a dead Archangel. He can't even get a chance to flop away, and he will fall too for 3 kills to Six Sigma very, very quickly. They're looking pretty good right now at Six Sigma.
Yep, Ojaboom's lurking nearby, trying to do what he can to possibly defend this tower, but it's 4 members of Six Sigma grouped up right now. The wave clear, the minions, they're not worried about juggling that tower aggro around beautifully to make sure the health bars aren't getting too low, because they don't want someone to leap on in and pick them off. Tier 1 mid tower will fall. Gold Fury wasn't available. 500 gold for a tower? That's a nice little side prize instead.
Yeah, it's not bad. I mean, they're giving themselves a lead now with 3k experience and 2k gold. The next Gold Fury is going to be very, very key here, though. If the Papis can get this one, it evens it up once more. If Six Sigma get it, it's just going to extenuate their lead and cause a few issues for the Papis overall. Warchi is level 12, but he's a bit overextended here, and he's not seen Vote MBK coming in behind yet. He will when this Impale hits, and the Anhur too.
He has a nice little special delivery as well, that Athena dropping into Desert Fury. Used to good effect. Warchi now in a bit of a bad spot. Archangel's here. Belly flop in a little too late to the party, however. Disperse, not that glory bound used by Vote MBK to leap on out. Through space and time, connects. Archangel looking for the kill. Suelo finds it though with the unstable vortex. Still kill potential.
Jungle,
though. Rotate in though.
Fexes finds Dalo, and Dalo's going to drop down to bombs of doom from Fexes. Now with the top from Deku, the freeze is forced and beads is used by the Janus to escape that. Archangel is now surrounded by 3. Buys himself time with the belch, but Crunchy is here. Can he find something?
He's going to be trying to find a taunt from Deku Scrub. Going to be avoided by the portal from Suelo. So nice little play by him to stop that. They're still looking for Ojaboom, but a glory bound over the wall gets him away free and clear. But the Gold Fury has since respawned. They're going to start this up. It's going to either force a secondary fight here or result in a Gold Fury. But yeah, it's a risk when Archangel's waiting nearby.
He's against a Bacchus, and that is a big, strong Ullr right now who avoids that bomb nicely. And there's a reset force onto Bulbasaur. Ojaboom wants some of this, though. Doesn't actually find the hail of arrows, but he will find the axe. No, he will not, as Bulbasaur does bring down Archangel. Ojaboom trades out. It's Crunchy versus Ojaboom with Athena watching for the time being. Now she's involved too. Ojo finds the double. Fexes, though, turns around, and with the Flame Rave, drops that down, but the Gold Fury is defended from the Papis.
This Warchi dashing forward with the last right, looking for more kills. The taunt from Dalo going to miss. Not find that one. So they're going to be able to survive the follow-up engagement. Gold Fury probably not going to be started up once again. A bit of an extended one this time around. Warchi's going to look for the steal. Going to actually drop that one off. Doesn't want Vote MBK to pick it up. Defender Olympus, though, getting used to bring Athena back to this fight. They could look for the taunt, but lacerates off cooldown. Warchi just dashes away.
Just dashes away indeed. 96 is Six Sigma now. The experience lead dropped a little bit because of those engagements to 2.6k. The gold also dropped a tiny bit as well to 1400. Mid Harpies due to spawn on the left in about 30 seconds time. The other one's going to be about another 30 seconds on top of that. Speed buff's coming up too. And with those speed buffs coming up, you may actually see a potential rush for the Gold Fury if one of the teams choose wrongly to go for their speed buff and the Gold Fury being available.
That said, there's really no vision on either side of the map, so they could potentially look to sneak that one in. Are they doing their speed buff, or are they actually nearby? It's one of those calls you kind of have to make. Wards are being placed down across the map. They want to make sure they have that vision control. Thexus drops a little bit of a Path of Flame burn onto Archangel, who's a bit low in health. He's going to be going back to base. Six Sigma looking to and starting up this Gold Fury, but it is in full vision of Papis right now.
It is in full vision of him as well, but the Gold Fury is being done. It's going down very, very quickly as well. The Verse of the Desert Fury comes out as well. One hog is there for the Gold Fury from Deku. The Petrify is good, and Vote MBK might go down to that, but here comes reinforcements.
As Bulbasaur picks up that first kill, through space and time does clip Thexus in the backside of this fight. Vote MBK! Dalo! That's a last breath poison. That's going to be burning away. Vote MBK is going to catch Thexus here with the death.
Thexus!
That's a double kill!
Don't stand there, Thexus!
The poison.
Why would you stand there?
Vote MBK had nowhere to go. He backed up into the corner and Thexus stood there. That's a nice shutdown bonus going over to Dalo for that one. Getting himself a double as well. Ojaboom gonna glory bound over the wall. Icy abilities from Ymir connect. Shards of Ice secure the kill. Last breath poison.
Bless Thexus. That's a new player coming back to the game. That's an old player coming back to the game going, oh, I'm safe here.
Yeah.
Actually, no, I'm not. Ow. Why am I bleeding? Why am I bleeding?
Why did I just die after the fight was well over?
I don't understand.
Whoa. Last Serqet poison spreads. Vote MBK! Why did you stand there and let me die? That was probably one of those little funny instances that comes.
Challenger Cup level plays. That's what that was.
Yep.
Unfortunate, but Six Sigma do come out on top. They're looking pretty strong right now.
Yeah.
The Papis are having a bit of a rough time. That was important for Dalo, though, because as we were just saying, Dalo was 0-3-0 before that engagement, and picking up those 2 kills helped him out a lot. He managed to get some crit going online for himself, which does help Serqet a little bit more as well. Catch up a little bit on gold. You can see he's still got a 3-level differential between him and Bulbasaur in the jungle on this Ymir, and the gold between them is over 1,000 still right now. But he's still not out of the game because of it. He's still got opportunities to do stuff. He's just going to keep this going now.
Yeah, without a doubt. Some items coming along for some of these guys. Assy actually picked up across the board, so all the hunters right now have that lifesteal in hand. We saw that come into play a couple times with Warchi, as well as Ojaboom making pretty good use of it in the middle of those fights, going in 1v2, 1v3. We've seen many an Ullr this weekend in situations that were typically not very favorable, but many well-placed skill shots and stuns have yielded victory, or at least a one-for-one trade in what was otherwise a bad situation from the beginning. So, a little bit of a lull right now. Gold Fury's still down. What are these guys going to start looking for?
Spanish Giants of the Papis don't look so good this game. I'm not sure what's going wrong with them. Six Sigma, honestly, have come out with a game plan and they're doing okay at executing it. It doesn't look like the Papis are having the best of time. The only lane that I can really feel comfortable with right now is Ojaboom up against Mr. Crunchy. He's having a fine time. But left-hand side, Vote MBK just soloed down Warchi 1v1 in a trade of the gods. But maybe Janus can make something happen here with these poles.
Yeah, they were thrown out. No one's going to actually make use of them. They're just going to go ahead and dissipate into nothingness here in short while. So yeah, that's a rough one. It comes down, Vote MBK with that Anhur. It basically comes down to if Anhur lands a stun onto the pillar, you lost that trade flat out. You need to look to get the hell out of there as soon as possible. The extra damage, the couple extra free hits that he then gets, it sets up disaster for the fight. Warchi, mid lane.
Into bombs, into freeze, the portal buys some time, and there's a belly flop. She doesn't really connect, but they do disengage. Dalo may find that kill onto Vote MBK because of the poison. Takes Vex says run away from it. Good job. He wasn't in range this time round. He was on the backside. As Crunchy jumps in, looking for some damage. Doesn't really find it as Ojaboom's rotation is good. Vexus needs to watch himself here, but Bulbasaur there, he should be able to throw out a wall if needed. There we go. Job's done.
Oh, the axe, though, from Ojaboom will lock him down. That's going to be killing him. Vex is now in a bad spot. The stun from the Belch of the Gods connects, but the follow-up was not there for that. Through space and time, hits!
Oh, it connects.
For the damage,
but the portals will give him some mobility to catch him up. The portal will be able to continue the chase around the back of the team as well for this tier 2 tower. This is a fight for the Papis that they should be looking to take if they can. They've got the members pinned and on low health. Dalo's actually trying to hunt down the Janus on the right side, where I think they could have actually dived onto that Apollo there. And instead, it looks like the Papis... Where are you headed? Are you really going to go fire here? It's not a bad call. It's dangerous, but it's not...
Dalo's buying them plenty of time. They're going to look to lock down this kill. He will fall. But that's a lot of the health bar gone for the fire giant.
He fell too quick. Yeah. That was the problem. And now they've realized, Papis realized he fell way, way quicker than they needed to. So they're going to have to reset it. And not going to get that fire giant. They could have taken the tier 1 tower. In consolation, in the end, will just be those right-hand harpies.
I actually don't mind that play too much. Last weekend, the Papis kind of went for a slow roll game, and it actually ended up costing them game 2 of the finals last week. So I'm liking the fact that they're not trying to stall the game out. They have a lot of strong early pressure with Dalo and with Swalo at this point more or less online. You land a portal combo, the Unstable Vortex hits for both hits. It's a lot of damage. Ojaboom, Warchi as well. The Assie's online. They have the Heartseekers more or less fully stacked. The Warrior Tabba is online as well. They are hurting at this point in the game. They can look for these fights. To stall like they did last week at this point would probably spell disaster. It would just allow the other team basically to get online, just get that much more beefy and monstrous.
I've got to give a little bit of credit as well to someone that I don't want to give credit to, is Deku Scrub. He's currently 0-1 and 13 on this support Athena. He's been involved in every single kill apart from one throughout this whole game, and he's not played badly at all. His taunts have been on point. He's been hitting multiple targets, and he's looking really good. I picked up his game, honestly, because I really felt he was one of the weaker members of Six Sigma. But this game, he doesn't look that way at all. He looks like part of the unit, and he's performing very, very well for his team, and being on the front line and exactly where he needs to be. And it looks like Six Sigma are starting to look a little bit stronger now. They're starting to find their way in this game.
Yep, double taunt connects through space and time clips Mr. Crunchy. Not all that much damage. The gold tier has been reset. Petrify catches onto Deku Scrub right now. Health bars slowly dropping across the board. In the backside, Dalo in a bad spot. Last breath connects onto Bulbasaur, but not finding the kills. He will be the first to fall.
Yeah, he will. Freeze comes out from Bulbasaur onto Archangel. He's going to have to flop away or get through the portal. The portal disappeared in front of his face, and he's going to fall down to Ojo Boom, actually. He's going to be able to take that guy out, but Mr. Crunchy at the backside is going to get the Mez, and Papasuelo's going to go down there, and you can see still Six Sigma are winning these engagements and surviving out just about.
Vex is doing a good job zoning those guys out, applying a whole lot of damage in what was otherwise a pretty bad spot. 2 Hunters, while they may dish it out pretty well, they're not going to be able to stop these guys for whatever they decide to do, and at the moment, looks like they're not sure. Mid Harpies are up. They don't want to push the issue at that Gold Fury because it would be risky. There's a lot of damage coming from Ojaboom. Mr. Crunchy, one hail of arrows piercing our shot right now would actually end up killing him if Ojaboom can find it.
Nope. Well, we'll see what Ojaboom can do here because the team's reinforcement. Warchi's on his way as well. Ojaboom's kind of hanging, but Vote MBK is going in deep here. The beats used by Ojaboom, beats from Vote MBK as well. They get the Gold Fury to Six Sigma, and they also managed to pick up Ojaboom on the backside. Warchi was not able to stop it, and the Papis are in trouble.
Fexes is doing a great job this game zoning with that Agni. Typically, you expect that, for the most part, you see that tanky warrior from the solo lane come over. It's like, hey, I'm the unkillable Chalk, Hercules, Tyr. If you come near me, I'm going to lay on the hurt. Agni is a squishy target. You don't expect to see him standing. It's like, hey, I see 3 of you standing there. I'm going to keep standing here because the second you try and come forward, I'm going to drop my noxious fumes on the floor, and then all I have to do is pop a flame wave, and you're all going to be stunned if you try and kill me, and then all the damage rains down your head, and you're going to regret it very much. Right side, those bombs raining down, the health bar is dropping. Vex's is very big right now, 7-1 and 6. I wouldn't be surprised pulling that damage chart up. Top damage by quite a large margin.
They're doing well for themselves now. Let's see what they can do around this fire giant here. Fexa is doing work. His Agni was one of the best mid laners he's actually got, and he's showing it off once again. Good taunt coming out from Deku there to set Bulbasaur up with the Blink Freeze. Meanwhile, the fire giant has been dropped by Mr. Crunchy. He's going to use the across the sky Petrify. Is good from Warchi, but he's just not got the damage or the escapability because of that wall that was dropped in his back. Crunchy at the backside does bring down Papasuelo. That's the end of his life too, and the fire giant has his attention focused again.
Yep, it's going to be going down. Nobody on the side of Poppy's nearby looking to contest this one. And that's going to be first fire drill in the game. 22 minutes, 5 seconds on the entire Six Sigma lineup. They have a strong lead. Now the lead is just that much stronger with that extra regen, damage, and stats coming out from that buff. So it's now down to can the Poppies hold out and defend wherever they possibly can. They have a lot of towers still standing. But with that fire giant,
it won't take long.
Yeah, it's not going to take long.
2 Hunters will not take long to bring down towers, and they're going to look for a Phoenix first of all down the mid lane. There's still a few seconds before we see Warchi engage, respawn, and there's a taunt from Deku missing into the flop. He's taking a lot of poke from that, but Bulbasaur with that freeze and the support of his Hunters will help bring him down and keep the boy Deku alive for the time being. There goes the Phoenix, and now they'll rotate to the right-hand side and look for more.
Yep, they're doing that indeed. Tier 1 tower is already weakened. They're probably not even going to wait for the minions right here. I think Defender Olympus, I would not be surprised to see that come back in so Deku Scrub can join this siege back up once again. It's going to be a rough one. Poppy's not going to be looking to defend these Tier 1s. Tier 2, it's a possibility. We don't see it often. More often than not, it's for those Phoenixes, but one has already fallen, so they have that route through to the Titan if the opportunity presents itself. Poppies need to look for something soon, but Six Sigma are going to be hard to stop.
They are. The tier 2 tower is going to fall, and you can see that Papis are like, okay, Phoenix is as Phoenix does. We're going to have to defend here, but unfortunately, that's not the call from Six Sigma. They're going to do the wise choice, steal away the jungle, probably base Spencer with his gold, and then look to push down the left-hand side for those final 2 towers before they look to try and close this game out. The Fire Giant going to be remaining for quite a while.
Oh yeah, they were saying about 25 to 3,000 gold across the entire Six Sigma lineup right now, so that's a lot of extra items just picked up. See, the execution just finished off both hunters. Short swords, short blades. Short swords, had it right the first time for once. Picked up as well. Crit is coming online for these guys. They're going to hurt, and you know they're ahead. Those Heartseekers are fully stacked. Level-wise, they're 2 levels plus ahead of everyone else on the enemy team. So
wow. In the other games going on right now as well, you can also see the Silver Elite have moved themselves on to the semi-final spot. The Sio on that team, along with Bacchus, but blinking from Bulbasaur back in this one as the Petrify comes out after being forced beads as well from Warchi. Taunt from Deku is available. Will he find it? He's just going to zone for the time being. Taunt forces beads on Papa Swalo, and Archangel's Birch of the Gods is on cooldown for now. Time's going to force him.
They dumped a lot on Bulbasaur, and his health bar was barely scratched. And Toxic looking to the tier 1 tower defense. Archangel will get burst down immediately in that fight with that Desert Fury coming out from Road MBK. Backline taunt connects on the Swalo as well. Portal through the wall, not happening as he's picked off as well. 3v5 going forward. Bulbasaur still almost full health, able to tank these towers up with no problem whatsoever. This is going to be the Phoenix here more likely than not as well. That lineup with the Papis, they dish out the damage, but they just do not have the tankiness or the lockdown to actually dish it out before dying themselves.
They don't. Well, you can see they're actually waiting to tank this one. I'll get the team in position, but they don't really need minions right now with how much damage they can actually put out, as well as the Fire Giant just regenning most of those tanks back up to full HP, ready for the next engagement. And obviously the sustain from the Hun is going to pay off for them too. But here's the last stand for the Papis. The taunt onto Warchi. He's going to watch him almost explode. The lacerate saves him for now, as the Phoenix is getting lower.
That Deacon Script will fall tail on that one. That, so far, 5 towers and 3 Phoenixes on the back of 1 single Fire Giant for Six Sigma. So look at that graph. It has shot up big time the past couple of minutes. They're going to go back to base now. They don't necessarily even need to wait at this point. They have Fire Minions swarm down all 3 lanes. Get those lanes pushing, get the Fire Minions swarming into the base at the same time. They add either a lot of extra damage to the enemy team or to the Titan. They have the option as well, just wait for the next Fire Giant, get those extra stats for yourself. They would likely win the team fight anyway. And if the Papis to try and defend the Fire Giant, they have to either leave the Titan exposed to multiple waves of Fire Minions, or leave somebody back at base and go into an unfavorable fight. And in either case, Six Sigma are in a really good position if they go for that Fire Giant in about a minute.
Yep, 24 to 12 now, 26 minutes in, all 3 Phoenixes down, as you said. They can wait for the Fire Giant if they choose to. They're going to take the Gold Fury as well. Just continue putting the dominance on the map. I guess, like you said, they're going to look for the Fire Giant to end. I think mainly they would have potentially gone for it there if Deku Scrub hadn't have died there at the Phoenix. But Phoenix is going to respawn as well just before this Fire Giant does, so maybe after that they might just look to Siege Mid, and with Deku back here, we're going to see Bulbasaur quickly recall. We're just waiting around now for Six Sigma to try and do something. Papis, though, they have hope. They think they can defend at the Titan. There is throw potential, but if the Fire Giant gets taken, I don't see it.
It would need to be pretty much a perfectly executed team fight. They need to catch Mr. Crunchy and vote MBK and basically just remove them from the map. But even then, the damage coming out from Vexus, he's still sitting quite safely and handily up at the top of that chart. The rest of his team, though, a bit far behind the Papis lineup, so it's not just a case of them not dishing out any damage. It just comes down to the fact that, you know, the damage coming out from Vexus, it's all across the enemy teams. Like, oh my god, this damage coming, we need to move away from this Agni bombs. And then the rest of the team is just kind of coming in to clean house.
Yep, exactly. And it's going to be seeing what we can happen. I mean, Vexus has done great work this game, and it's one of the reasons that I was very disappointed when he did move to the solo lane back with Mortality. He was a good mid laner. His Agni's one of the best, honestly, in the EU, in my opinion. He was back then. I'm not sure how it compares to others now, but the way he's performed this game, it's been very, very good so far. 7-1 and 12. He's only deaf. Rest in pepperonis. He's not learnt the poisons of Serqet just yet. I'm sure he's enjoying himself finding out all about that god. But the top of Deku is good.
There is a lot of damage coming in right now in the back. Mr. Crunchy is very low. Dalo going to find that kill with the poison. Is it going to be enough? Yes, it will. Swalo finds number 2. The defense coming out, but the kills are turning back around right now, Hindu.
It is turning back around. They've only lost 2, but still Vote MBK is standing, and with that crit online, it's shredding through with the support of Bulbasaur and his magical damage build of tankiness, destruction. The Titan's going to fall, and Six Sigma have moved themselves onto a semi-final matchup against Silver Elite.
That was probably the most ideal situation they could possibly hope for the Papis. They picked off the targets they needed to pick off. The defense was good. Warchi was deep in the backline zone, wasn't really to end up able to re-engage. So once the Bulbasaur and Athena were able to go back into the fight and kind of zone the entire team out, Guardians, yeah, they build tanky, but they still do a lot of damage against what are otherwise very squishy targets. So Papis, the defense was good. Unfortunately, the big golden experience lead Six Sigma have was just too much for them to deal with.
Yep, it was just too much for them to deal with. As the game went on, like things just went in their favor. I'm starting to really feel the strength of Ymir against this Serqet matchup, just because Serqet has a few issues in the early game. Of obviously cooldowns is one thing.
Yeah.
She's got mobility, yeah, but if Ymir picks her, Ymir's damage in the jungle can really mess things up for Serqet early on, especially around mid harpy fights at the beginning of the game, or at least just in mid lane in general. One little overextension, plus his push power, very, very effective. But Six Sigma played very, very well for themselves. The whole team played well. Fexes was fantastic. Mr. Crunchy had a rough lane and did okay to hold on for what he could do there. The rest of the team rallied. Vote MBK and Deku Scrub did great work against the powerhouses, honestly, of Archangel and Warchi to come out as well as they did. They'll move on, guys. We'll be right back with the semi-final matchup of one of these two teams right after this short, non-commercial music break.